Y'all ready tonight? Let's do it. Welcome to the Wilderness Podcast. How you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen? I appreciate you for tuning in to the Wilderness Podcast. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you. Always. Absolutely. Yeah, I was supposed to go on a little later, but I decided, schedule changes and things like that. When you have the opportunity, you got to get started. You got to get going. You did. Okay. So, tonight's show, it's the lack of critical thinking show. The lack of critical thinking, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you something about the lack of critical thinking. Yeah. So when it comes to the lack of critical thinking, man, you got to think about it. I know everybody's talking about Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb. I saw the show. It was very revealing about character. I don't like Anton Daniels. I've never been a fan of his. I don't like him even more now. I can't fuck with Buddy. You lame. You was gaslighting Corey. You tried to literally go on the 5150 and run another man's show like that was allowed or something. Then you got your little slick insults, your little double talk. It was very distasteful. See, that's the thing. It doesn't matter how rich a person is or how much money they got. Character is extremely important. The way you carry yourself, the way you, God damn, man. The way you, shit, exchange with people, like all of that gaslighting shit, he ain't get motherfucking cold cocked in this bitch. Hey, Corey Holcomb, man, I tell you like this, man. Shout outs to you. You did a damn good job of being a professional, showing a hell of a lot of restraint. A lot of restraint. Fuck ton of restraint. Because, buddy, man, that's a guy like myself. I'm a Leo, man. I'm full of fire. I don't know if I could have took that shit. See, that's the same thing happened to me with y'all know who. The reason why we don't, we ain't got no problem with the brother, but I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm saying we ain't rocking like that. Because when you got that kind of heat and vigor and all that old shit, boy, that can turn into something physical. Real physical too. So that whole shit was just a stunt, if you ask me, man. He went on that man's show to troll him and fuck with him and discredit him, kind of like, felt like he was gonna bring him down a couple of pegs or some shit. This shit was weird, man. Seriously. That was some weird fucking behavior. That was not masculine. It was very low grade, sissified, kind of like real bitch made for real. Like how Buddy was acting on another man's show with no respect, no decorum, no God damn, man, you ain't have no goddamn reason to be acting like that. Then you're really extremely misinformed, Anton Daniels. You a Christian and all this old shit. And then you don't even like the fact that you a ugly black motherfucker too. You ain't even no handsome dude. But you got this air about yourself like you fucking better than somebody. Yo, that's some very man, listen to me. Boy, that's some real bitch made shit there, man. Like you went on this man's show acting like I got money too. I got this. Man, don't nobody give a fuck, man. That was a building opportunity that you fucking missed. because you felt like you was somebody else. Lame ass. Boy, yes, that's some lame shit. Boy, that's lame. That's rough, man. That's you don't have good character. You don't have good decorum. Your morals are in question. Your whole get up was just raggedy, just all kind of fucked up, trifling and shit. And you on this man's show trying to over talk him, trying to like your points of what like this your show and your fucking points are more valid than the goddamn the host, the fucking the 5150, man. You crazy. You a weirdo. Fucking complete weirdo. What that was so disrespectful and but it's about how much of a fucker you is, man. You a real coach. You a whole crazy kind of motherfucker, man. You got some real bullshit about you, boy. You a whoo. Well, I tell you. See, that's why it's on these platforms, man. People be I can't even say you can't even say as much money as that cat got that is about the paper. No, he out here thinking he's something he not. He's walking around here delusional. Man, that man, the 5150 got a whole goddamn cult type following. And you think you're gonna run around and then the crazy shit that was coming out your mouth. I don't know nobody been to jail. Man, none of the shit that you said was not believable. Not being from fucking Detroit. No, not for real. Hell, I done been to jail about shit 5, 6 times. None of that shit was my fault, but it happened. It ain't on my record. I got a clean record. But it doesn't mean that I wasn't put in jail for no reason. Because, yeah, I was put in jail for no motherfucking reason a few times. For real. It's not something I'm proud of. I'm not a fucking jailbird. I don't do jail. No. I never even spent 24 hours in that motherfucker. But it's the fact that it happened. And, yeah, I made some mistakes. Got a couple of DUIs and I'm my younger years. Lot younger. Way, this is 15, damn to 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So I learned my lessons, and so you learn how to grow up, not to play with the motherfuckers, man. Because what you're really doing is you put other people's lives in danger too. So you gotta, if you're drinking and you're out, I will be the first to tell you, please drink responsibly because a DUI is very expensive. Trust you me. Okay, you got a reckless driving, you got one DUI. Fuck that, man. Hell no, bro. Very expensive. You don't want another one because the process gets worse. I'm just trying to tell you. Be honest with yourself and stay out of them kind of spaces and places for real though. But the back to the shit that this fucking this ugly ass nigga did, man, being very classless on another man's show. That was just class. It was disgusting. It was kind of grotesque to see you try to handle a person that you can't handle. And then if you got the shit slapped out your ass, then you would have known. Man, I shouldn't have did that shit. Hey, but some people never learn. What the fuck ever. Anyway, let's get to some whip moments because the lack of critical thinking, and that was a very important lesson. And this show is going to go on, but he's not, Anton Daniels is not he may be a good critical thinker when it comes to making money and some of the shit he's into, but you know nothing about history. You know nothing about your own specific culture. Detroit? Oh, you're such a fucking lame. Anyway, let's move on. Common sense ain't common. We know that shit. Common sense is just not common. It never will be. I don't care how you shape it, shift it, carve that shit up. Common sense will never be common. And the thing is, it wasn't even called common sense because common sense ain't common. The actual terminology is the next wit moment is mother's wit. See, you get your intelligence from how you were raised from your mother and your father, but your mother's wit is what a man should have. And a daughter is what that's what so that's why I love my mother. Let's be clear. We may not talk, but I love her because I know she's a very intelligent when I was raised, but you outgrow that mentality. So if you're a grown man and you still on a mother's tit, you're not practicing mother's wit. Because mothers teach their sons how to cook, clean, uh, hygiene, cook, clean, hygiene. You know what I'm saying? Those internal things that you should have within a house so that when you do get married, you can bless your wife sometimes. I got to do a better job at that. I can cook. I'm a clean person. I pick up behind myself and I assist. That's not bitchy. That's manly. You understand that? I mean, if you don't know how to cook, boy, you can't do nothing for yourself. What's something happen to your wife? Boy, how your kids gonna eat? You don't know how to cook for them or yourself? You're worthless. You're worthless. If you don't know how to hunt, if you don't know how to stick your fucking hands inside of an animal and pull out their bladder and pull out every other thing and keep it separated so that it does not infect the meat. If you don't know how to precisionally cut and be a man about that shit to feed your family, I question your fucking manhood. Why? You understand that? I question your goddamn manhood. So mother's wit, women can do shit like that. I done seen my mother, let me tell you, even from a technical side, we had a Maytag washing machine. It was yellow, Maytag washing machine. This is about 1991, 92, somewhere around there, 91. And we had just moved from Pensacola to Columbus, Georgia. And the washing machine is washing clothes, and that motherfucking tub in there was loose. And it started banging and shaking. And my mother flipped that motherfucker on his side, and she saw exactly what had happened. It was some clamps that broke. My mother went to the goddamn hardware store, Ace, bought the clamps. I helped her put them on, stood that son bitch back up, leveled that tub out in that old bitch. And guess what? That motherfucking washing machine lasted at least goddamn 7 more years. But that's when you got a mother with some wit, so that she passed that on, that mother's wit. You see what I'm saying? So she ain't called my granddad, she ain't called my pops, because they had separated at that time, but she knew how to fix that motherfucker. She did that shit. So when you talk, I'm talking about like, my mother was never a type of person that would settle for some shit. She want to get some shit accomplished. She built that in me before I went in the Marine Corps, which is why I was a sergeant by the age of 21. Because I never wanted more than just enough time to finish, to come to a resolution, to complete some shit, to accomplish the goal. That's the goddamn, that's every time, that's the motherfucker. That's what I'm telling you about that goddamn repetition. And I mean repartition, I meant repetition. So I'm sorry about my spelling on that show, but I'm telling you, repetition is how you get there. Repetition is how you goddamn practice that mother's wit, that over and over and shit, them fundamentals, that foundation, cleanliness, hygiene, the area around you, so that you can think. No clutter. Put shit away. Fold up your clothes. Dust. Sweep. Vacuum. Shampoo. Shit. Find time to do it all, because all that shit got to do with you. The reason why your life is a mess, because everything around you is a fucking mess. Ain't nothing clean. Your clothes ain't clean. You probably got on dirty fucking drawers if you wear them. I mean, your clothes, you don't wear them. I don't wear clothes twice, back to back and shit like that. Your skin comes off. You have to wash. And most importantly, you have to wash your ass. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, that's that mother's wit. Mother's wit teaches you all that shit before you leave the goddamn house. So your task in college and shit like that used to be pleasant for people to live with you, because you showing that somebody taught your ass something. Damn, somebody taught you something. And guess what? When they teach you things, it's the shit that you should know, learn, implement, and utilize like a fucking religion. I'm trying to tell you the goddamn truth, but y'all don't listen. You don't listen. You think, always thinking of some bullshit. You see that mom on TikTok? Y'all see mother? One of my grandmama, mothers, wit. How do you think men are successful? Mothers, wit. I'm trying to tell you. And also that mother's wit come with love and compassion, so that you know how to show that as well. But sometimes a little too much love. Mama loved too long sometimes. She loved too long and too hard, too long. Want to give advice? Ain't never been a man want to give you advice. Shut up, mama. See, mother's with us when you was a child. She fill you up. All that love. So that's when you know when you get married, you know how a woman love you. Cause she gonna love you damn near just as strong as just as much as your mama. Yeah. That's how you know when you got a good woman, because she love you like that. But when you got your mama, you gotta relinquish. You gotta separate. You gotta learn how to sometimes when that if your mama doing too much, you gotta alleviate that shit, man. You supposed to clean your woman, your wife, the lady in your life. That's who you go with. That's who lay with you. You can't fuck your mama, nigga. You can't. You can't do that. Your mama can't console you. She can't do that. So that's why you cling. But why it's so many men are divorced. They have been in peril because of outside influences from women that want them to do one thing. Think they can do you better, and they don't even know you. They don't deal with you. They don't sleep in the bed with you every day. And then when you get in a relationship with that next lady, guess what? She a woman too. God damn it. Yeah. Uh-huh. Now you got to learn a new motherfucker all over again. See, people don't take shit seriously because they look at the benefit of them and don't understand that it's an exchange. Every day that I have been married has been a benefit to me, regardless of how much money I spent, regardless of if she had a job or not. Every day being married to her is an advantage to me. It's pleasurable. It's a win for me because of our relationship. And relationships require work. So what do you got to work on? The way you talk to each other, the way you treat each other, the way you want to keep it spicy with each other, the way you still respect each other, the way you hold each other's near and dears. When it comes to health, mindset, ideology, I didn't say happiness because you got to be happiness and have a whole lot of happiness and love going into that damn equation in the first place. And if that mate know that you ain't loving yourself, they gonna tell you there's something wrong in here because we ain't getting our shit off. Well, somebody got to feel good about themselves first. So it's very important for you to uplift your mate. That ain't giving them flowers. That's saying the right things. That's having the right discernment. That's having the right relationship. That's being discerning and understanding so that when you can exchange, there's going to be some sparks, fireworks, or at least some yielding understanding and love and appreciation to where you can just at least adore each other. So all that shit come with mother's wit. I'm just telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that's what set the foundation. Your father's character is what you always study. How much you motherfucker was, how he was, Anyway, let's get to the next moment. One thing that people need to understand about the lack of critical thinking is because they posture their children. Some people say they don't want their kids to go through what they went through. I say exposure is great. See, my child is a privileged kid, so she has plenty. But she can only get it from being a good kid. Manners, good, thorough work, asking questions, cleaning up your room, doing the things that you gonna do because that's what you were supposed to do. It's called building the relationship with responsibility. Once you build that relationship responsibility, you can demand that they be responsible. And if they're a really good kid and they're growing up properly, they're going to do one thing else: accept the responsibility. Excuse me. So, no need in. Oh, well, I do want to say some parents do one thing: they posture their children. That's the next one. Posturing your children. You want your children to be what your ass wasn't. Leave them the fuck alone. Stop posturing. Fucking your children, man. That's despicable. Help them be the best being that they want to be. My daughter is a magnificent artist. She loves, yeah, she's a magnificent fucking sketch artist. Draw anything that looks magnificent. She's extremely her eyes. She's extremely talented. She can draw. She has a great mind for debating. She's an extremely great critical thinker. It is because of her surrounding. It's because of what's tangible to her. She has to read 30 to 45 minutes a day. She has to maximize her efforts on her homework. She has to do a bunch of self-absorbing activities to build her character. And she loves herself too, very much so. So let's get to the next moment. All right. A lot of people don't admit to they having very critical and severe relationship problems, which disable your critical thinking capabilities because you're stuck in a state of survival. I just want to get to the next day. Why do you even want to get to the next day when it seemed like the next day for you was fucking just as crucial as this one? Most people don't know how to have a real, valid, truthful conversation with their mate because they don't have a safe space. You know how I know that? I was told because of who I am. My wife told me, it feels like you're taking away my safe space. I'm like, how? What do you mean? These are things, these are real situations. You know, we don't do but when it comes to heated moments and heated exchanges and when you can't suck all that air up out of the room. You can't do that because it gives that person uh, only a way of survival or suffocation. So what you have to do is be open. I had to learn that. I even had a situation where I would say shit in my head and then say the rest of it out my mouth, mind moving fast. Huh? What you say? I'm looking offended because I'm like, didn't you just hear what I said? No, I ain't even say it all. See, that's a personal problem. That shit was on me. I learned how to be conscious of that. Shit get better. Because you're not anticipating. You're being open. So when you anticipate, you suck up the air. You throw shit off. Never anticipate and think you know some shit that's coming out of someone's mouth because you don't. And see, that's what Anton Daniels did. Every second he could. That's what you call a deviant conversationalist debater. He's a deviant. You can never have an honest conversation when somebody put words in your mouth, and because they say it loud enough, the audience will think, well, he did. No, it's a lot of shit that motherfucker said. Corey said he didn't say. That's a deviant. That's not a good thing. That's a deviant bastard. That's what that shit causes. That's a deviant. Because you're not being honest in an exchange. That causes problems. Because you want somebody to yield when you don't yield. Man, fuck you, man, please. Hell no, you don't get to run or control shit. That's how that go. Ever. So I see what Corey was at with that. I completely, I had to use that as an example because that kind of, man, I experienced what Corey went through about a couple weeks ago. So I can identify. I can identify very well. So next book moment, the lack of understanding. And sometimes people's lack of understanding is on purpose. They don't want to hear what the fuck you got to say. You heard what that boy said too. He used so many good examples of people I can't fucking stand. I can't stand people like that. Oh, I can't stand their ass. Oh, we'll never get nowhere in a real conversation because you steady causing chaotic fucking problems that make a motherfucker want to choke your ass because you're disingenuous and dishonest. Then you run with shit and acting like, your shit was valid and it ain't. Shut your goddamn mouth, man. You full of shit. That's just all you full of shit and you know it. That's just what it is. It ain't no real lack of understanding. It's just used as a fucking weapon to gain control or to swing the pendulum. This fucking ingenuous. Bullshit. I can't even take you serious. Let me get your ass slapped, punched, beat up. Get the fuck away from me. I can't even deal with people like that. I don't even want you around me. You see, that little game and shit people be running like that. I don't like it. I can't stand motherfuckers like that. You weak. You're powerless. And when you got to you got to feel like you in control all the time. You can't practice humility. You an underdeveloped motherfucker, man. You a pseudo intellect. Punk ass. Anyway, let's get to the next moment. Because that shit really don't be a lack of understanding. What it is a lack of vision. That's the next moment. It's a lack of vision. You're emotionally getting emotional trying to maintain a straight face. But you really a bitch. And you really mad, so you get to sashay and say all kind of sad, sassy shit because you perfected being a fuck nigga. That's what that is. That's the perfection of a fuck ass dude. When you got to sit up here, I'm gonna just say a little nasty sly shit like a little old bitch just to piss you off because I want to cause problems because I'm a little old fuck nigga. That's how that is. That's all that is. Because you a little old bitch and you know it. You don't know how to stand straight up. You're not a man. That's not manly. And even women that do that shit, that's fucking women do that shit and women don't like that shit either. It ain't no straight up way to fucking deal. It's bullshit. That's all it is. Fucking bullshit. Next whoop moment, because there's no vision. No damn vision. But you love vices. Fuck them. Money is a vice too. You can get so much money to where you don't care about nothing but some fucking money and who you position yourself with. You ain't got no fucking integrity. You don't have any wherewithal within yourself. You don't have any damn self-respect. It's just a little old bitch. That's how some motherfuckers is. Just a little old bitch. But anyway, and that's why I know some people are full of shit. It's called dieting. When you're a fat fucker that don't know how to eat properly, and you do devious shit because you got all them demons up in your ass because you ain't that. See, people that don't work out fester. They fester and do shit. They don't do shit to control their fucking angst and their little ill fucking sycophant shit that they have with them. They don't want to control it. They like it. They like doing little fucked up shit to people. And I don't like them type of motherfuckers, man, because they irritate me because they think they smart. And it's like basically being a fucking criminal and telling somebody, yeah, I got your back. I'm your friend. Yeah, we cool. We boys. We all that. And then next motherfucking thing that come out of my mouth, anything I say, anything I do, your ass for one, you got a problem with it. And for two, you really don't like me. You secretly can't stand my ass. And you know it. But you a fake, phony bitch that like to act like that because you know why? That's how you is. You a bitch. And that's how some people are. Some people really don't like you. It's just true. They don't. I'm okay with that shit because it forces me to do one thing, which I think I will give you advice to do the same. Since you're looking at the show, you have to rethink every fucking thing. You got to rethink everything sometimes. You just got to really run it down. Make sure you made the right decisions and choices and moves in your life. And once your conclusions come up as positive, you know you're doing right because there's so much negative fuck shit on this goddamn planet. Purposefully. So anyway, that's the show tonight. I hope you appreciate it. We're gonna well, I guess I can take some calls, but I can't. You guys are not gonna hear it on well, maybe you can't hear it on YouTube if I connect my goddamn wait a minute. Let's try something real quick. Nah, that's too much. That's too much shit. Hey, check it out. I'm gonna be on TikTok. I'm gonna, go have me a few conversations, but I really would like y'all to go to thewillispodcast.com, check out the merch. I would like you to subscribe, share, if you love watching the Will This podcast, Pippin, man, yeah, I know you do. Come on now. Go ahead and share, like, subscribe. And we're going to get back at you, man. But for real, man, the lack of critical thinking is a plague. And the way we rid ourselves of that is you practice better morality, you practice better humanity, you practice better exchanges with people, man. Everything ain't about getting over. Everything ain't about trying to, you know, swindle or take or deceive or demean. Sometimes it's just good to be good. That's what's cool. I mean, if you ask me, that's what's cool. It's cool to be an honorable person. It's cool to be a motherfucker with integrity. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know, when you don't live like I live, you done been a couple around, you've been around, you done been around. So you already know, like you like keeping shit easy, purposeful, uh, uh, shit, man. Some motherfuckers just don't know the process, bro. Some people just don't know the process. So that's why, you know, the Process Podcast with Danny D, yours truly. We're gonna be talking about the process, man. Doing more interviews and with people and understanding their process and what they determine their process to be in order to be successful. So it's gonna be a dope podcast. It's gonna be a lot of learning and listening. The Willis Podcast, we will continue to keep going on, doing book shares, giving you this game like this, showing you things and giving you a different perspective. But also on the Willis Podcast, we help you be a better you. You got to understand what make you tick, what make you do. So the will is yours. You already know that shit. So check it out, YouTube. You know what it is. Let me accept this invitation. Y'all know what it is over there like this. The will is go. Y'all be easy. I'm entertaining TikTok for a little bit. And we'll catch back up with you, YouTube. Peace.